Just a reminder that these videos are made for adult doll collectors or adults buying dolls for others. This is not a video for children. Viewer discretion is advised. Thank you very much for listening. Hello, Internet! My name is Kelsey, and welcome back to my closet. There is a lot to talk about. I mean, a lot of stock pictures that have been dropping in the last couple of weeks, and I've just had a lot of thoughts about everything. So I felt like making a news video this week. So sorry that Draculaura and Twyla have to wait another week. It's been kind of difficult filming anyway because we've had company, we've had a cat and a dog that we're watching, so the house is a little bit shaken up right now. But at least I was able to record a voiceover with no problem. So anyway, let's get started. Speaking of Monster High, let's start with them today. We have the next and apparently final Howliday doll, which we had a leak for way back in the beginning of the year. So if you remember that, you already know that it's Cleo. Now, the rumor that I've heard is that there was a designer at Comic-Con that said the line was being discontinued due to poor sales. And I guess I can kind of see how that happened. The winter Draculaura was really good. She was a great start. But then it was followed up by the Cleo and Deuce 2-pack for Valentine's Day, and they didn't really make a great impression. Things only kind of went downhill, and I feel like Skeleta for Halloween might have made up for that a little bit, but not enough, because she was followed up by Claudine, who wasn't everybody's favorite either. So it's a shame, because I really like the concept of holiday-themed Monster High dolls, especially G1 Monster High dolls. Everybody gets excited about new designs for them, but the execution wasn't always coming all the way through, so yeah, I guess they're going to move on to bigger and better things. Well, hopefully better. But anyway, as for Cleo herself, I gotta point out first that she is dummy thick. I mean, she, with that skirt, has got those Pixar mom hips going on. Besides that, her outfit is really nice. The full gold of the color scheme is very holiday, while also being true to her Egyptian roots. The sash is probably the best thing, or stole, whatever you want to call it, but between the fringe and the foil snowflakes, I think that's like the best piece that she has. And of course, her face is looking amazing. Her headdress is very nice, regal. I like the little Anubis ears and the sarcophagus or sarcophagi on her heels. So overall, Howliday is going out with a bang. And I think I mentioned when we first saw this leak that she doesn't specifically look like a holiday themed doll, so I really think that anyone who's a fan of Cleo would really enjoy this doll. Maybe if we're lucky and she sells really well, they'll reconsider ending the line. I mean, I can't say for sure. Unfortunately, this other Cleo is not faring quite as well. I'm sure you guys have heard there's going to be a Cleo and Nefera 2-pack set coming out on Amazon soon. Not sure whether or not they're coming out to other retailers, but they're very boring. I mean, there's nothing inherently wrong with them, but for newly designed G1 dolls, they really don't do anything that hasn't already been done. So if you showed me a picture of this set without context, I would have assumed it was a basic, like, sister 2-pack from G1. And I know that that has to be a big disappointment for fans because Nefera, from what I've seen, is a fan favorite. And I can understand why, just seeing her face sculpt. She's very fierce, very intense looking, so if I were a Nefera fan, I'd be pissed that we weren't getting a better version of her. There are a few good points here. Their headdresses are very cool. Her shoes are also cool, much better than Cleo's here. And the idea of them having the fringed sleeves on the one side to mimic bandages was cool. It's just done so cheaply. Compared to Howliday Cleo, who has a nice cord for fringe, this printed netting, really thin see-through material just looks awful. And the same goes for the overskirt on Cleo's outfit. It's not even like finished around the edges, you can tell from the stock pictures. It just doesn't look special. It's very, very basic. It's coming at a premium price from what I can tell. The US Amazon listing doesn't have a price on it yet, but the UK listing has it as £46.66. That's roughly 60 US dollars. And there's no way that these dolls are each worth $30 when their outfits are so plain. So I'm sure it will come as no surprise that I and many others will be passing on these. Disappointed, Mattel. Disappointed. Perhaps they can redeem themselves, because that's not all we have from Mattel today. With the Wicked movie on the horizon, we have our first stock pictures of the likely many dolls to come from the film. These are singing versions of Elphaba and Glinda. So far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I think Elphaba is definitely the better doll overall here. Her dress has some texture to the fabric. She's got some, if you'll excuse the pun, wicked cool boots. And her face is really cute and accurate to the actress. I just wonder why they didn't include her glasses. Glinda, her dress leaves a little bit more to be desired. It looks like it's made of that papery satin that, you know, you can easily print a design on and you don't have to hem or anything because you can just singe it, which is a shame because if you look at the preview for the movie or just what they printed on this dress, there's a lot of details that they could have added with a little bit more incorporation of different fabrics. But at least they gave her those little puffy shoulder things, so there's some detail, some 3D elements. As for her face, I personally don't think it looks perfectly like Ariana. I could definitely see the Ariana in there, but I'm also kind of surprised because Mattel is so good with faces. I would have thought she would be really, really accurate. I think the problem is the eyes and the lips. But anyway, I mean, it's a cute sculpt. At least it's not in the uncanny valley of real people turned dolls. A good and promising start for the Wicked collection. There are going to be several more dolls, including other characters like Nessa and Fiero. I think there's also going to be a couple of collector dolls, as well as more playline dolls, so we have a lot to look forward to in the coming months as it gets closer to the movie premiere. There's also a new Barbie signature doll that seemed to drop from out of nowhere, or maybe she crash landed from outer space. This is Fashion Frontier Barbie, who is a Barbie signature exclusive for members only. She will be $75 and is supposed to come out on August 14th. Her theme is that she's a space cowboy. I guess she goes into space to wrangle some new fashions? Or maybe she's taking her fashion from Earth out into space to share it with the aliens? I don't know. But the whole look of her and the idea of space cowboy is very 90s to me. It reminds me of that NSYNC song that goes why ya ya yippee ya yay. I actually like this doll. I think there's a lot to like about her. There's a few things that I'm like meh, but not enough to completely dissuade me from her. The biggest thing for me is the cowboy hat because I'm just not a fan of cowboy hats in general, but at least I could take that off if I wanted to. The fringe, I know I said I like the fringe on Howliday Cleo, but this is a lot of fringe. It's kind of overkill. And it overshadows some of the other elements of the outfit because, like, the outfit is made mostly of this clear vinyl with a pink tone to it and printed stars, and I love it. And I love that they have the silver disco ball bodysuit underneath that peeks through the clear vinyl. Like, I love that part of the design. And those freaking boots. Those thigh-high silver fabric boots. Plus, her face is just really striking. It's a very interesting combination of sculpt and screening, with the metallic pink lip really stands out. They also gave her a unique stand for her theme instead of just a generic stand, and I really like that Mattel's been doing that lately for certain dolls, like they did with that special Tinkerbell doll. They did it for the deluxe Ariel from the live action movie. They need to start doing that more with Monster High. I think us Monster High people would definitely appreciate it. Even her box is really cool. Overall, I do like her. I'm thinking about getting her. Of course, that would require me to join the Barbie signature membership, but I did look into that. It is only $9.99 for the whole year. So if there's any other Barbie signature stuff that you're interested in, maybe it would be worth it to you. Otherwise, you're basically paying an extra $10 for a $75 doll. Is she worth $85? I don't think so, but she is really cool. A very random, but also very interesting doll. And then the last thing we have from Mattel today is something that actually is available for purchase as of me writing this video, and something that I have already purchased one of. Mattel Creations has put out a new line of Disney dolls called Enchanted Elegance. They're $75 each, and there's Rapunzel, Ariel, and Mulan. I am really digging these three so much more than the first collector Disney dolls that they did. Those three, they weren't terrible, but they looked cheap, and I really didn't like the plastic rhinestones that they chose. They were very tacky. These guys, though, these actually have some amazing style and effort put into them. How is it that this Mattel Ariel that's nearly half the price of the Midnight Masquerade Ariel have such a better mermaid gown? Like, this is how you make a mermaid gown interesting on a mermaid character. I am like so in love with this Ariel, and so I'm sure it'll come as no surprise that I did buy her. She's not supposed to come out until October. It's a pre-order, but I'm hoping she'll get here sooner than that. It's so funny too, because I don't count Little Mermaid as high on my favorite Disney movies, but I just adore Ariel. I don't know, her in doll form to me, just like, I can hardly resist sometimes when I look at an Ariel doll. But anyway, this Enchanted Elegance one here is gorgeous. Her face and makeup, I love this fanned out purple piece on her chest that's supposed to mimic her seashell bra. There's very subtle sequins right at her hip. They don't take over the whole outfit, but they give the illusion of scales hiding under her skirt. And the gold-plated jewelry with the pearl accents. She is stunning. She blows Midnight Masquerade out of the water. There's another pun for you. Moving on to Mulan. First of all, love that she is getting some attention here, but it's also really interesting because these colors are not ones we usually would associate with her, but they really work. I love the headpiece that she has with the pink flowers. There is so much amazing detail and quality in the construction of this outfit. She's got the big poofy sleeves, there's some brocade fabric, there's layers going on. The design that they printed onto the train on the back of her outfit is really, really detailed, and there's different materials used throughout the outfit. I mean, she's really, really beautiful. And then finally, we have Rapunzel, who also looks amazing. Gotta point out that even with her hair in a big updo, the bottom still hits the floor behind her. That is very uncommon. Most Rapunzel dolls, even with the hair down, don't hit her feet. So the fact that they gave her that much hair is incredible. The dress is really, really pretty. I love the flowing layers in the skirt with the different shades of purple. She's got the corset ribbons, brocade on the bodice, the sleeves, the shoes have the flower on the heel. I don't usually get this excited about Rapunzel dolls, but this one is really incredible. All three of them are really, really great, and it makes me feel like Mattel isn't just wasting having the Disney license back, because I was a little bit worried after those first three Mattel Creations princesses they did. Alright, next up, also Disney related, but from Disney themselves. I already mentioned it. Midnight Masquerade. We have new stock pictures and a few characters that I didn't mention in the first video that I didn't know were a thing, but here they are. The set is collectively being called Fashionably Late, which is clever since it's been several years since the original run of Midnight Masquerade. First off, we have Snow White. She is reminding me a lot of her Ultimate Princess look because of the emphasis on white in her design. I kind of like seeing Snow White in these ultra regal, mature outfits. They make her really look like she's become queen, like she's not just a little naive girl running through the woods and eating poisoned apples. She's wise, and it shows. The big gold thing at her neck looks really uncomfortable, but otherwise, a very pretty Snow White. We also have a better look at Alice. Just like I thought, the embroidery on the front of her skirt is very detailed. It has some little nods to the movie, like the White Rabbit's clock in the big heart in the center. Love that. Love that they threw in some rabbit ears. You can also see that she's wearing boots, which is a nice upgrade from her usual shoes. And the bow at her back also has a splash of magenta in there. They really nailed her. Like I said in the last video, I could tell already that they did a really nice job. We don't need to look at Ariel again. Then we have Aladdin and Jasmine. Now, I was really eager to see what they looked like because duh, but now that I'm looking at them, I mean, they're not bad. I really like the outfit design as far as silhouettes go. I love that there's so many gold accents in the embroidery, the jewelry and everything, but the colors are throwing me off a little bit. I get what they were going for. The color palette in the movie has a lot of these blues and reds, and they're kind of doing like a desert sunset. The blue and the red, like directly next to each other in the outfit, is such a stark contrast that all I can see really is the red. My eye just keeps going back to the red. And that's just a personal thing. I'm sure other people aren't having this problem, but this is just my experience looking at them. Maybe if they were a little bit more like the concept art, because as you can see, it's a little subtler with the red, but that doesn't mean they're bad dolls. I think they were well designed. I think they have some amazing details, like if you'll notice, the Cave of Wonders is embroidered on Aladdin's vest. Jasmine's jewelry looks to be all metal. They are excellent dolls, just not really for me. So I guess it makes me feel a little bit better that they're D23 exclusive anyway, so I wouldn't be able to get them. Then there's Anastasia and Drizella. Wow. I mean, they look utterly ridiculous. But that's the point. They're so gaudy, so over the top, but their faces look so smug. They think they look fabulous. And in their own way, I guess they do. Just the fact that the masks they have are empty mirror frames speaks so much to their vanity. They are ugly in the best way. Unfortunately, again, they are exclusive to D23, so if you're able to get them, congratulations, you're very lucky. Then we have the unexpected villains who are joining the line. These were the dolls that I didn't know were coming before, so first we have Mother Gothel. I'd say her outfit gives me kind of the same feelings as Ariel's, because it's not very derivative from her actual clothes in the movie. That doesn't make her a bad doll, but I just feel like they missed an opportunity to do more with her. I do like the addition of the gold embroidery in the shape of the flowers, and the cape is a nice callback to the cloak that she wears. So she's fine, but she's just not blowing me away. Now Gaston, on the other hand, no one translates into a doll like Gaston. Seriously, he is so cool. I know what you're thinking. I literally just said that Mother Gothel was not that different from her movie look, and then here's Gaston literally wearing his everyday clothes. But come on, guys. Like, how often do we get an amazing male doll like this? He has fabric boots. Fabric boots on a boy doll! This is a big deal. I also love his cape cloak thing. It's like this Gaston is from the universe where he won. He killed the beast, and then he took his fur to make himself a cape. And then finally, we have the Queen of Hearts. Her face is absolutely perfect. So movie accurate. And her outfit, this is what I'm looking for when it comes to taking the characters' clothes and changing them for a theme. They really did a good job of differentiating it while still capturing what the Queen of Hearts is. Because her silhouette is still the same, but her dress is totally new. They really emphasized the black here, but they also made sure there was a nice strong red presence because of the color blocking on the skirt. I love the addition of the 3D roses, the underskirt that looks like painting the roses red, and the big velvet stole with the hearts embroidered into it. She is super cool. I think she'd be a great addition for any Alice fans collection. So as a whole, the fashionably late midnight Masquerade dolls were well done. there were just a couple that were mid. The 6 single dolls will be going up on the Disney Store website on Monday, August 12th. They're going to be $129.99. That's just kind of the price these days for the Ellie dolls. Some of them that don't sell, though, do get reduced. So maybe if they're not super popular, you might catch one on a deal. But those are not the only new Ellie dolls that will be releasing. There's going to be a D23 exclusive Ariel in her village dress for the 35th anniversary of the movie. Now, you remember what I said about Ariel? She is gorgeous. You may already be aware that her blue dress is my favorite outfit that she wears in the movie. But yeah, they took that dress and they made it 100 times better. I love the piratey blouse and the sleeves that they added. That necklace, I think it's supposed to be like a fish hook or a flower or something, maybe a fork, I'm not sure. And of course her face. Why is Ariel so damn pretty? As it turns out, there will be a simplified version available on the Disney Store website, similar to the 30th anniversary Jasmine from 2 years ago. The differences between the two Jasmines, they were noticeable, but didn't totally change the overall vibe of the doll. It was just taking away a few of the embellishments. But here, the differences kind of make her like a totally different doll. The top of the dress is really what makes the biggest difference. Instead of having the extra white blousey part above the bodice, it's just the corset. And then you get a little tiny bit of blue, which I don't know why they changed it from white to blue. In the simplified version, they could have just left it white, but, you know, they made the sleeves blue, they made them shorter. The bodice isn't made of a thick, velvety material like the D23 one. The skirts are pretty similar, as well as the shoes. And then she doesn't come with the flowers or the little wrap or stole, which isn't the biggest deal, but the top and the sleeves were really what made this dress stand out more. I don't know, when you look at them side by side, it's just really painfully obvious that the D23 one is the superior one. Now that could just be my feelings. I don't know, what do you guys think? Which one would you prefer? Would you be satisfied getting the simplified one when you know that the other one looks the way that it does? Would rather try to holy grail this D23 one somehow. She might become my white whale or mermaid. This simplified one is coming out in November. All right, let's move on to MGA. We have some new tweens coming out, and it appears that the brand is at war with itself. Because one minute, we get monstrosities like the costume surprise dolls, and then the next minute, we get these. So there are 2 lines coming out of 2 dolls each. We have Neon Pop Stars and Winter Snow, and they're much more like what we would usually expect out of the tweens. Are these older designs that only just made it out of production? Is MGA backtracking and trying to regain some goodwill with the adult collectors? It's very difficult to tell, but I will say that these dolls are definitely an improvement. So starting with the Neon Pop Stars, we have a new character, Thea Stars, and then a de-aged version of Kitty K, which is kind of a weird choice, even though she is a music-themed character. This is the first time we're getting a doll that's a younger version of an existing character instead of just an older sibling of a tot. I think between the Pop Stars and the Winter line though, the Pop Stars are definitely the better dolls. Their outfits are a lot more interesting. There's a black light element involved, which makes them kind of glow. That's also a very classic kind of OMG feature. I'm not totally vibing with Thea's sequin jacket and the fringy sleeves. That's just really not my style, but I think her face and her hair is cute. They're giving me a little bit of hope for the future of tweens. As for the Winter line, we have our new character, Violet Snow, and then we have de-aged Candylicious. Wait, Kitty K and Candylicious? Is this their way of trying to make up for us not getting their fierce dolls? Nice try, MGA. But you're not gonna smooth things out that easily. Anyway, these two, like I said, they're not as interesting as the Pop Stars, but they're not bad. I like Violet better. Her silver hollow snowsuit contrasts really nicely against her purple hair. Candylicious, I've never really been a fan of her OG doll, so nothing is really doing anything for me here. But again, that doesn't mean she's bad. This is just a personal taste. I would like to think that this means the tweens aren't going to devolve into something unrecognizable the way Rainbow High did, but there's really no way to know for sure at this point. Also from MGA, we have a couple of new Make It Minis, and honestly, these just keep getting better and better. Firstly, we have Series 2 of the Halloween capsules coming out. They are so stinking cute. I think they're even better than last year's. This year they have a Beetlejuice theme, which you can tell by just the striped cake. That one is definitely my favorite. There's also dirt cups, and then some kind of drink that comes in skull cups. While I love the pumpkin spice latte that I got from last year, these are definitely more spooky. There's also a rare sandworm from the Beetlejuice movie that you can find, but honestly, I would rather not find it and have the other stuff. I'm hoping that we'll still get a hint on the inner wrapper so that we know which one we're getting. I'm also hoping that this means we'll get a second series of the Christmas ones and other holidays that they've done. We also finally have some pictures of the Make It Mini Sanrio capsules that we've talked about before. The listings are up, but they're not supposed to release till October. These are really cute too, especially if you're a Hello Kitty fan. So far, we have pictures of 5 of the options, including strawberry milk, a bento box, apple pie, a cake, and waffles, all with a Hello Kitty theme. The capsules are also Hello Kitty heads, and they have a hinge rather than being like a poppable capsule so that you can open them to display, kind of like how the OMG minis work. My one critique on this would be that they don't really encompass all of Sanrio. It's all just Hello Kitty. I was kind of more expecting other characters to be thrown in, but maybe they're planning to do each series as a different set with a different character. And then this last one is a bit of a surprise, but maybe that works on a meta level because this is a birthday themed capsule. You get it? Like, surprise birthday party. Oh, these are so cute too. I feel like I'm saying that about everything, but it's all so cute. In this series, there are 3 party themes: rainbow, dino, and tropical. And if you get all 3 capsules that relate to the theme, you have all the pieces you need to have a miniature party. Obviously, there are cakes, because what's a birthday party without a cake? But you can also get cupcakes, cookies, goodie bags, and my favorite, piñatas. Oh my god. It's really difficult too to pick which theme I like the best because they just are all so well done. But I think the dinosaur might be my favorite. I love the little cookie holder that's in the shape of a brontosaurus. And the little gold dino decorations for the cake. Oh, so adorable. I don't know when these are supposed to be coming out, but if they come out in time for my birthday, I would love to do a video of these for my birthday. Also, did you guys know that MGA made a special UV light for Make It Minis to cure the resin instead of having to sit it out in the sun? I mean, it's about friggin' time. Next up, we're gonna look at Just Play, and it's gonna bring us actually back to Disney, which it's weird that there's been so many Disney things in this video, but these are Disney Doorables Adorbs, which are doll versions of the Disney Doorables. Or, well, I guess I can't say that because the Doorables are just Disney characters. These are Disney bounding dolls, or as it says on the box, super fans. So basically, Just Play has taken the idea of hair Doorables, because this box looks very, very similar to a Series 1 or 2 hair Doorables box, and mixed it with Disney bounding. And they're interesting. I like the concept of these, but I don't know how I feel about the faces. Their eyes are really, really big and pretty much take up the entire face. They do kind of look inset from these pictures, which is a nice touch on a small doll, but they're just a little bit too large. You know, I think Just Play, that's kind of a signature for them. Really big heads with really big eyes. But I don't know. These faces don't work for me the way the hair Doorables faces did. That aside, we do have a lot of cute designs here for Disney bounding characters, which is nice to see. It's nice to see some different designs from what we get with Illy, and they've covered a lot of major characters already in this first series. As you can see by the collector's guide pictures that we have, there's a couple of mystery characters. Also on the front of the box, it says that each doll comes with an exclusive Doorable to go with them, as well as 10 surprises, which I guess would be their accessories and such. They have fabric clothing, which is nice. Based on the pictures, it looks like they have knee joints, but not elbow joints, which is kind of an odd choice. Usually it's arms over legs. They also appear to have removable feet because they have these weird feet with creepy toes, and yet on the pictures on the collector's guide, they're supposed to have shoes. Plus, there's a seam between the leg and the foot, so I'm guessing that they just come off and you switch them out for shoes. Now, the problem here is that, obviously, these are going to be blind box dolls, but the Doorables are also blind box toys. I know there are codes, I think, for Doorables, so maybe there will be codes for these as well that people can use to get the one that they want. I think the artwork looks cuter than the dolls themselves. If the dolls had faces that looked a little bit closer to the artwork, I might like them a little bit better. I think they could have benefited probably from painted eyes rather than the inset. That might be the problem. Not sure 100% how I feel about these. I haven't seen any dolls based on characters that I would particularly be interested in, but maybe when the full line and collector's guide is available to see, I would find one that I really like that maybe I would want to hunt for. I don't know. But there's no word on the release of these or the price yet. And then finally, our last item today. These are called Made to Order Cuppo style. It's a bit of a mouthful, but as the name implies, these are ramen or cup of soup themed dolls that have food related details and noodle hair. And I actually think they're pretty cute. They're almost like a cross between hair Doorables and fashion fidgets because of the fidget toy kind of hair, but they also have some fabric elements and the overly large heads. So far we have pictures of 5 of the characters: Whitney Wasabi, Piper Pumpkin, Rory Rainbow, Saki Sakura, and Tori Tomato, although there's supposedly supposed to be 6 characters in total. I really like their big anime-style eyes, and even though their clothing is very basic, some of them don't even have a top and a bottom made of fabric, and the fabric quality doesn't look the greatest. It's just nice that they added that in at all. They also come with some little accessories like sunglasses, purses, and phones, and giant chopsticks. So these being ramen themed, there is an unboxing gimmick that has to do with water. You're kind of supposed to be like cooking the soup to get the doll out. It's cute, but then what are you supposed to do with the cup and the chopsticks afterwards? And that's not just from an adult collector standpoint. I mean, think about all the kids that will be buying these that just have a bunch of chopsticks hanging around. That aside, I really do like these. I don't even think I could pick a favorite. I think they're all really cute, and I wouldn't mind whoever I pulled out, just as long as I don't get a double. If we're lucky, there might be some kind of hint or code. The chopsticks do seem to be color themed, so if they're visible on the outside, that might be a good way to tell who's inside. No word on the price either, but I'm looking forward to them. I would definitely check a few of them out. And with that, guys, that is everything that I wanted to talk about. Let me know, as always, what you think of everything. Thanks so much for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends, and until next time, bye!